you?
Doing good.
Thanks.
Alright guys, go ahead and take a seat. Alright, why don't we all get our notebooks out and copy down the objectives and the EQ, and then I'm going to take roll where you guys do that, okay?
Can I get a pencil?
Yeah. There you go.
Gracias.
Anyone else need a pencil? Karen, need a pencil?
No, I'm good, thank
Good.
you.
Mirka? Mirka? Do me a favor, put your phone away for now. Thank you so much, appreciate it.
I'll take one out.
Thank you. Can you take both out for me? Do me a huge favor, please.
But I can still hear
really
you.
appreciate it.
I'm rocking out
But
to
you
J.
can
Cole
hear
right
me
now.
even better. I love J. Cole. I feel you. But for like the next hour or
That's
so.
fine.
Thank you. Do you need a pencil?
I do.
All
A
right,
pen,
awesome.
actually.
There you go.
Thanks.
No problem. Okay. So go ahead again, guys. Write down the objectives and the EQ. And it looks like we're missing a lot of people today. Where everyone is. Let's see. All right. Before we get started, how was everyone's weekend? Karen, what'd you do?
Good. I went on a retreat this weekend.
Oh,
I
cool.
went to Ukaipa, and it was with my youth group, and it
Right
was
on.
like so much fun.
Awesome. What was like the highlight, the best thing you did?
The best thing I did was like one time I was in the mountains, like we had to meditate and like sit there in nature, and it was so cool. And then I really understood God.
Yeah. Like being mindful, right?
Yeah, being
Yeah.
mindful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the lady at our church said.
Yeah, I did like a little seminar about mindfulness as well. It was really interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Kevin, what did you do?
Not mindful stuff?
Not mindful stuff? Alright. What mindless stuff?
We
What
just
kind of mindless stuff?
Hung out with a family, watched a lot of television.
Yeah? What's your guys' favorite show?
We like to watch Fresh Off the Boat.
Fresh Off the Boat. Nice. I like that show.
YouTube things.
Yeah, right on there. So you had like a nice chill weekend.
Yeah, it was chill.
Cool, Mirka. What'd you do?
It was my birthday.
What? No way, happy birthday. How old are you now?
17.
What? What'd you do?
I just went to dinner. My
Oh, where'd
friends,
you go?
family. This place in Rancho called Rock and Brews.
Oh, right on. What did you get? Burgers,
Rock
right?
on margarita pizza.
Margarita pizza. Very cool. No meat? Not a meat
No
person?
meat.
Okay. I feel that.
So I got my
respect that.
Cheetos.
Okay, right on. Okay, guys, if you remember on Friday, we were talking about
Okay,
plot
yeah,
structure,
sure.
right?
Sure.
It's alright, sharing's caring. We're talking about plot structure. Who remembers the person who said story should have a beginning, middle, and end? It seems kind of obvious to us now, right? But can you remember who said that and who kind of came up
Plato.
with this triangle?
Plato,
Not
right?
Plato. Associated with Plato, Plato's student, actually. You guys remember? Anybody?
Achilles.
Karen? Thanks for raising
Aristotle.
your hand, Karen. Appreciate it.
Aristotle.
Aristotle, that's right. Okay? Aristotle came up with the idea, or at least said it, that all stories should have a beginning, middle, and end, okay? So why is this important, you guys? Has anyone ever, like, experienced someone telling them a story or telling them something?
Like this one time, my friend was telling us a story, and it was just, yeah,
Just, yeah, right? Like,
Yeah.
was it a good story?
I don't remember.
Exactly. Okay? Maybe the reason you don't remember it is because it was all over the place, right?
Or
Had
because it wasn't
no
juicy.
structure. Or it wasn't juicy. But what makes even a juicy story a noteworthy story is that it has some type of structure. It has some type of beginning, okay, what we call the exposition of the setting. Okay, that's where we're learning all the characters. We're learning where they are. We're learning what they want, okay, in the story, what's going on, okay? And then what happens in this space right here is called the rising action. Okay, that's where all these things start to fall into place, where you can see, okay, maybe there's gonna be a problem here. Maybe there's gonna be a problem between this character and this character, right? And that builds up to the middle, okay, otherwise known as the climax, or like the highest point of like tension. That's where the most exciting part, or the most, scary part, or the most memorable part, usually, of a story happens. After that, after things kind of resolve themselves, right, we go into the falling action. That's when things start to, get fixed. That's when you start to see the problems resolve themselves. That's where everything starts to calm down. And then that's where we get to the resolution, right? The ending, that's the happily ever after. Mirka, are you with us?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Something looks really interesting. What's going on right?
I was tying my shoe.
Tying your shoe? Okay, you're wearing sandals. Okay. All right, so anyways, Does anyone feel confident that they could put together their own story?
What does it have to be about?
Anything you want, as long as it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And it contains all of these elements, okay? Right? In the beginning, I want to see your characters. I want to know what they want. I want to know what stage of life they're in. Are they teenagers? Are they adults? Okay, do they want money? Is there some type of love interest, right? Is there some type of competition between the main character and what they call the antagonist, right? The person that they're working against. That's what I want to see in this beginning part, okay? Then how are you going to set it up to show where these tensions are falling in, right? Maybe the main character and the antagonist both want to date the same girl, okay? That's where you're going to start having this rising action, okay? Maybe she starts, yes.
That's happened before.
Exactly.
I was a girl.
Yes.
So you guys wanted to date me.
I know. I
You're
remember
very
that.
popular.
Those are my boys, Juicy Fruit and Laffy Taffy.
I chose Juicy Fruit, dog. Hey, you do that?
I don't blame you. Juicy fruit is good stuff. Okay, guys. So after all that, at the end, okay, that is your happily ever after. All right. Any questions?
So where are we supposed to do this at? Like our own journal? Do you have a paper for us?
Thanks for asking. I have a handout for you. Okay, and this is gonna help you play a game. We're gonna actually do this through a game. Okay.
All right, so for the past couple of days, you guys have been working on your plot structure. So now we can identify it. Now let's create. So what we're going to do, right now I want you to take out a piece of paper and we are going to start with creation.
Does Karen have a pencil?
There you go.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What did we need to write again?
Hold on. I want you to put your name on the paper, top corner. Make sure you date it because you will be turning this in. So please make it legible so I can see it. Okay. So basically, what I want you guys to do is on your paper, I want you to just write down one character. Whether it's from a movie, a made-up character, it could be a boy who has one arm, it could be a girl who sings everything, or it could be Superman or Iron Man, whatever. I want you right now, first character that comes in your head.
Just one?
Just one.
Just name, you don't have any details?
Nope. If you want to name the character, that's fine.
Are they our main character?
Yes. Character. We are creating the exposition. The exposition. Okay? So when you are done, you look at me so I know you're done.
Just the character?
Just the character. Okay? The next one, I want you to think of the coolest place that you ever want to be in. That one place that you just want to live and maybe it's the most relaxing, maybe it's a made up place, maybe it's a different planet, maybe anything, a location, because in our exposition, we have character, we have setting, so we have to know the time and place. Okay, and what do you think is gonna be next that we should put in our exposition for our setting?
Also time? Or
Time. Yeah, so you can think of a time period. Maybe you want it during World War II. Maybe you want it in the future. Maybe you want it right now, present. You could say just present, or you can put it, 2050. If you want to put more details in there, put more details in there. Okay, look at me if you're done. Cool. I want you to fold up that paper. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so basically, you guys, do you remember when we went over beginning, middle, and end, right? In a story, it needs to have a beginning, middle, and end. And we had placed that as, we started with the setting and exposition. This top part is what is this middle part called?
Climax.
climax, and then the ending is called
Resolution.
resolution. So right now, I'm going to give you your exposition, and you guys will have to give me the climax and the resolution. If you have time, I want you to give me some details of how it got to that climax, and then how it got to the resolution, only if you have time. And you're gonna come up to the board and write it, okay? So that way we can compare. And then, if we have time, we are going to hear your stories, okay? But for right now, the main focus, I want you to make sure you have your climax and your resolution. Don't worry if you don't have these guys, because maybe you can tell it to me verbally. Yeah? Okay. So here we go. Pick one. Pick one. Okay, so read what you got. Queen, what did you get?
My own.
What did you get?
We're supposed to get someone
No,
else.
that's fine. No, it's okay. So you have,
I have,
what did you put for your character?
Frank.
Frank, and
Yeah.
then what is the setting? What is Frank, what is so special about Frank?
Frank is a competitive hot dog eater.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, and what's the setting?
The county fair.
And then what's the time period?
Present day.
Okay, and then America, what do you have?
Well, whoever wrote this sucks at writing because I can't even understand what it says.
America, a little bit more positive, right? Let's rewind and let's say something a little bit more positive.
Okay, so whoever wrote this didn't write it in their best writing.
Thank you.
So this says Lucas
Mhm.
Williams, aka Po Boy. Okay, now I understand. Okay, then it says late teens, Chicago, 1960s.
Okay, and then yours is?
Whoever wrote this wrote it in a really great handwriting. It's Mila. She's a 17-year-old girl from Los Angeles at the Dodger Stadium in the 80s.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now I want you guys to pick up plot to put your exposition. Make sure you write out your exposition. Make sure you write out your climax and your resolution. And if you still have time, you can write like maybe 1 or 2 facts for your rising and falling action. Okay, and if you have any issues, you're like, I don't get this, you raise your hand and I'll help you out. And pen step.
What?
Finish
Last
off.
word.
So, what I want you to do is tell your story. Tell your story in order and see how it sounds. Okay,
So,
go ahead.
okay. So there's Mila. She's a 17-year-old girl in the 80s, and she loves baseball. And she has the biggest crush on a Dodger player. But she is not able to get tickets. But then she wins tickets on the radio, and she decides to bring her best friend. When they get to the stadium, they find out that the tickets are, well, her goal is to get a game ball. Okay, and
Just to let you know, when you tell a story, do you know the ending?
no.
No. So you don't need to tell them the ending. Just tell them,
Okay.
okay?
So they find out when they get there that it's the cheapest seats there. It's all the way at the top, and they can barely see the game. They have to squint to see anything. And so her best friend decides that comes up with the idea that they're gonna sneak down toward the front. And so they finally get down there. They're sitting. They find out there's somebody else's seats, and they get caught by security. And they put up a fight,
Oh, wow.
and then they get put into the jail.
Wow.
So yeah, they're
Okay.
in jail there. Their parents take them out, and she's mad at her best friend for putting them in a situation, ruining their day. And as they're leaving, they see the famous baseball player that she loves, and her best friend goes up to them and approaches them, and then he gives her a sign ball.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. How do you do? Is climax right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were a little scattered, but
Thanks, man.
it's good.
Alright, go ahead.
So I actually didn't have time to fill out these two.
That's
because
fine.
It didn't give us a lot of time to do this, but
Sure.
but I got a lot going on here.
Excuses.
So
Okay.
I have my beginning. I got Lucas Williams. He's a cholo whose street name is Po' Boy. He's 18, and he reps in the dirty streets of Chicago in the 1960s.
Okay.
And he wants to date the preacher. Oh, so here I could just make it up as I go,
Yeah.
right? So actually, one of his white friends invited him to church. So he went to church. One of his white friends, he fell in love with the preacher's daughter. So that's how he met the preacher's daughter. But he's too hood for her. And the father doesn't approve, so Po' Boy has to lose his culture, basically, because they're not vibing with it. And then he starts to wonder if she's worth it or not, because his culture has been everything he's worked for his entire life, his entire 18 years of life. But him and her have a really good conversation, which leads us to the end, where he decides to simmer down his cholo-ness, but doesn't want to lose everything he's been. So the girl, Sheila, accepts him for who he is, and convinces her dad to do the same.
Okay, go ahead, Quentin.
Okay, so Frank is a competitive hot dog eater. So the beginning of this story starts at the county fair. Frank is doing his thing, he's getting ready, he's getting psyched out. He likes to just walk through the crowds and kind of, I'm gonna eat all these hot dogs. He's prepping himself. Then all of a sudden he sees a stand where there's it's like a,
Excuse me.
Who's
talking?
thanks guys. It's like a vegan stand, and it says Cow Lives Matter. And he sees a girl, and her name's Vera. He meets her, and he talks to her, and he falls in love. But he doesn't tell her that he's a professional hot dog eater.
Okay.
So he falls in love with this vegan girl who's a passionate vegan. And he has a competition coming up. And so he ends up telling her that he's a hot dog eater, but she loves him too. So when the competition comes, he's sitting there at the table. He sees her, she sees him, people are cheering him on, eat, 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 eat. Yeah.
So romantic.
And on the inside, he's like, I really want to win this competition, but if I do that, then I lose the love of my life.
Okay.
And she wants to support him because she loves him, but she can't sacrifice her values of loving animals.
Okay.
So eventually what happens is Vera lets go of her values to support him. He sees that she's supporting him, and for him that's enough. That's a victory in itself.
Okay.
He puts the hot dog down.
So dramatic.
He gets off the stage, and he loses the competition on purpose to impress Vera. She appreciates his sacrifice, and they live happily ever after. And then kind of postscript, he tries a veggie dog for the first time and is blown away. And he knows that everything's gonna be okay.
That's awesome. Okay, so then now, yes, question.
Are you the hot dog eater?
No.
Hey, you the hot dog eater?
I do like hot dogs.
Of course you do.
I'm not competitive, so.
He's not competitive. All right, okay, so we have 3 different stories here. Which one is absolutely clear of beginning, middle, and end, climax, falling action, everything? Which one would you choose?
Well, the only one who wasn't questioned was Quentin, like always. So if you want to choose him, that's fine.
So bitter.
Are you okay, Marissa?
So salty.
It's all right.
I got my own, so I already knew what I was gonna write. So I got my. If I got one of you guys, that would be harder.
It's okay.
I didn't know.
All right. Okay. So then, you all did well with your climax and resolution. So then now, now you guys are going to work this for homework. You guys are going to finish your story for homework to work out the details. America, this is awesome. Beginning. This one you don't have to do so much. Just put it all in detail. And yours is same thing. Just put everything in detail. The structure, you guys understand the structure of it. So now you guys, tomorrow your stories will be due. Got it? Okay, class ends. Thank you.
Alrighty, class. So today we're going to be continuing our game of plot structure, where you guys fill out this diagram. A couple of you were able to come to the board, but not all of you. So I'm going to give you some more time to develop your stories. Remember, the main 3 parts are beginning, middle, and end. And if you get to it, well, rising action and falling action. And I will come around table to table to make sure that you guys are doing well. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Cool. Get started.
Hi.
Hey, how has your story been coming along?
Oh, okay. It's
Okay.
hard.
It's hard. Do you have anything written down?
Konti lang. It's like a little bit.
Oh, a little bit. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What about it is hard for you?
Some of the words just are too big.
Okay, so you have a hard time understanding how to write the story.
Sometimes.
Okay, do you have a story in your head? Can you think of like a story with the beginning, middle, and end?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I have an idea. What if I give you this handout where you can create your story using pictures? And you can draw the beginning, the middle, and the end that you have in your head.
Some like a comic book.
Yes, exactly, like a comic book.
Oh.
Is that something that you're into, comic books?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like comic books.
Okay, why don't you give this a shot? And then afterwards we can put it up on the board like everyone else.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Oh.
Okay, cool. So you're done and you even cut them out. So why don't you go ahead and tape these on the beginning, the middle, and the end portion. And if you have rising action and falling action, even better. So go ahead. I have tape for you right here. Alrighty, Kevin, why don't you tell the class what you drew in your picture?
So in my story, this little boy, he wants to play outside, but it's raining. So he starts going through his closet and he finds a piano, a keyboard, and he wants to play with it, but he has a hard time. Oh my god! Honestly, I can't. Like, what is that thing? So.
It's okay
Okay.
if you're lost for words, just something, and then she can fill it in because she
Yeah.
knows what you're
Yeah, that's
thinking,
true.
but you
Yeah.
can't.
I find the words.
Yeah.
So just start from the beginning really fast.
So it's a boy. He wants to play outside, but it's raining,
Okay.
and he finds piano,
Instrument. Mhm.
piano, and he starts playing with it.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like here maybe he asked his mom
Mhm.
to take classes.
Yes,
So he
classes.
could take classes for the
He wants to
instrument.
learn
Learn the instrument. What's the problem? Why didn't his mom agree?
because they don't no money.
Oh, they don't have enough money. Okay.
So he likes playing with it, and his sister helps him.
Okay. What does she do to help him?
She helps get some money.
Fundraiser?
Yeah.
Fundraiser?
To
Okay.
help pay for the classes,
Uh-huh.
and at the end they're able to play together. Or
So it's a
people
happily
show.
ever after.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great story.
America, I want to thank you for coming in. I just saw you in today in class, and I want to just make sure you were understanding what was going on today.
Yeah, I understand. Why wouldn't I?
Well, I just looked at what you gave me for your work, and you weren't providing much of what we were covering today.
I just wasn't really into it. It's not something that I'm like into, writing stories.
Writing stories. Okay, well, how about this? I understand, like, maybe you're not interested in writing stories, but you like having conversations and talking to people, and
No, not really.
No?
I don't like talking to people.
Well,
I actually don't really want to be here right now. Yeah.
no, why don't you want to be here right now?
Well, I'd rather be at like my friend's house or something, because being at home sucks too. So, yeah, I usually go to my friend's house after school, but you called me in, so now I'm here.
Okay, I'm sorry that you had to be here instead of at your friend's place. So, like, what kind of things do you do? Like, what's one time that you were there that you guys had fun? Like, what were you guys doing?
Well, honestly, at my friend's house, we get home and to her house and we hang out for a little bit. Her mom usually already has dinner made, so we'll have dinner, and her mom cooks really good food, Mexican food. I'm Mexican, so I don't really get Mexican food at home because my foster parents aren't Mexican.
Mhm.
So yeah, I get really good Mexican food, and then after that, her mom encourages us to do homework, which like when I'm with Jessica, I don't mind doing my homework because it's like cool at her house, and her siblings aren't annoying and they get it, you know. So we do homework. After that, our mom lets us watch TV and eat junk food, like popcorn and stuff. And then, yeah, that's usually what we do at our house.
Well, don't you see, like, you just telling me that that's you writing a story. You're writing a short thing for me to explain to you. So, as you were telling you, I'm writing these notes down of what happened in the beginning, in the middle, and the end.
I get it.
You get it? So, like, each of these stories you're doing, that's your life. Everything you're telling me, that's a story that you're writing.
I guess what I'm having a hard time even saying out loud is that you assign this for homework, but I can't do homework at home.
Why not?
Because I feel uncomfortable. I feel like I'm in a place where I don't belong, and my foster parents don't get it, and they annoy me. So I don't really have a safe place to do homework at home. So it's not that I don't understand what this is, it's just that I don't have the means to do it at home.
Okay. How about if we can work on this after school, and we'll get a group of us, we'll work together on this. That way you don't have to be at home, just like stuck at home trying to work on this by yourself.
Okay.
We could figure something out. We could talk to your foster parents. We could talk to who else? Whoever, maybe Jessica. We can involve her as well. That way we can all work together. That way you're not forced to just do this by yourself. So we're just doing this as a team.
Okay, I'd like that.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay, Quentin, I appreciate you coming to see me in regards to this. You know your grade isn't doing well. I was just calling in to see what was going on with you.
I don't know. I just get like really nervous with assignments like this.
Yeah, this is a big project. Now, let me ask you something. Do you like writing at all? Do you like reading stories and stuff? Like,
Sometimes.
you like watching movies?
Yeah.
Okay, so you like watching movies. Now, what I've noticed in your work in the past, your writing is a little bit weak. And I just wanted to let you know, I don't know if you were aware of it, you have this difficulty writing out sentences and seeing it. You have difficulty seeing it, right?
Sometimes.
What you write looks different than what you read. Am I right?
Like sometimes I could read it, but like when I have to like do it like with nothing, like it's harder.
Okay, so what I want you to do for this assignment, because you have to create your own story, I'm going to give you two choices. You can give me a comic book strip of it, okay? You don't have to write words in it. What we're gonna do is you can draw it all out for me, and then I will write the words for you, okay?
I'm not that good at drawing though.
So, yeah, that would make sense. Okay, so then if you're not that good in drawing, what I want you to do is I want you to go online. And I want you to find pictures that represent what's going on in your head, even if the characters are all different, okay? And then, or you can create a video of it with your friends if you want to make a movie of your storyline. Is that okay?
Sure.
You want to do that?
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to pair you up with a student to help you write a script out. Okay?
Do I have to write in front of them?
No. I'm gonna have that student. You tell what they're gonna write.
They're gonna write it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I want you to get a grid on this.
Okay.
Okay.
I like writing for people.
I know you don't. It's completely okay. And so what I want you to do is I want you to come to me anytime you have any kind of writing assignments, you and me do, right?
Okay.
We'll write it together. Okay, and then I will help you learn how to see. I think you're having difficulty because you're seeing it differently as you write. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay? All right.